If the economy crashes, 10 U.S. states that will collapse first. Intro: The Fragile American Dream. Imagine waking up one morning to breaking news. Wall Street has crashed. Banks are closing, the dollar is plummeting, and millions are rushing to withdraw their savings. It sounds like a Hollywood disaster movie, but history shows us economic collapse is always lurking in the shadows. And here's the chilling truth. Not all U.S. states are built to survive. Some are stronger, more diversified, and better prepared. But others? They're ticking time bombs. States that would crumble first if the economy takes a nosedive. Number 1. California, the Golden State on shaky ground. At first glance, California looks untouchable. It's the world's 5th largest economy, home to Silicon Valley, Hollywood, and fertile farmland. But beneath the glitter lies a dangerous vulnerability. Sky-high debt, unaffordable housing, and a tech sector that could implode overnight. If Wall Street crashes, Silicon Valley startups dry up, Hollywood productions halt, and the state's massive budget deficit widens into a canyon. Add in wildfires, droughts, and energy crises, and California could find itself collapsing under its own weight. Number 2. Illinois, the debt-ridden heartland. Illinois has long been infamous for its financial troubles. With one of the worst pension crises in the nation, the state already struggles to pay its bills. An economic crash would turn Illinois into ground zero for fiscal disaster. Chicago, the state's financial hub, relies heavily on markets and corporate headquarters. If those falter, unemployment spikes while tax revenue collapses. Meanwhile, decades of political mismanagement mean there's no cushion left. In a true crash scenario, Illinois isn't just vulnerable, it's practically defenseless. The haunting reality is that Illinois could face mass layoffs, failing public services, and even threats of bankruptcy for some of its cities. If the economy crashes, Illinois won't just stumble, it will shatter. Number 3. Nevada, the House of Cards. When you think of Nevada, you think of Las Vegas. But the glitzy casinos and neon lights hide a terrifying weakness, an economy almost entirely dependent on tourism and entertainment. In 2008, Nevada had the highest foreclosure rate in the country when the economy tanked. History could easily repeat itself. If Americans tighten their wallets, who's gambling in Vegas? Who's booking luxury hotels? Without tourism dollars, Nevada's economy could collapse faster than the roll of a dice. Number 4. Alaska, the oil dependency trap. Alaska's rugged wilderness hides a fragile economy. The state relies heavily on oil revenue, which makes up a huge portion of its budget. If the economy crashes, oil demand plummets, and with it, Alaska's financial lifeline. This isn't speculation. It's already happened. When oil prices fell in 2014, Alaska's deficit ballooned, forcing deep budget cuts. A nationwide crash would be even more brutal, leaving the state scrambling to fund basic services. Number 5. Louisiana, disaster on top of disaster. Louisiana is a state built on fragile ground, literally and economically. With a heavy reliance on oil, gas, and tourism, it faces the double threat of industry collapse and natural disasters like hurricanes and flooding. Katrina showed the world how quickly Louisiana can be brought to its knees. Imagine a major storm hitting during an economic depression. Oil rigs shut down, tourists vanish, and government aid dries up. Louisiana's economy could crumble in days, leaving its people stranded in chaos. If industries collapse alongside natural destruction, Louisiana could face humanitarian disaster on an unimaginable scale. This state is a reminder that sometimes collapse doesn't come slowly, it comes overnight. Number 6. West Virginia, a coal country. Collapse. West Virginia has been fighting an uphill battle for decades. Once a coal powerhouse, its economy has shrunk as the world shifts toward renewable energy. If the economy crashes, demand for coal plunges even further, and thousands lose their livelihoods. With limited economic diversity, West Virginia doesn't have much to fall back on. Poverty rates are already among the highest in the nation. Number 7. Hawaii, paradise at risk. Tourists call it paradise, but Hawaii's economy is dangerously fragile. The islands depend heavily on tourism and imports. Nearly everything, food, fuel, goods, comes from thousands of miles away. In a crash, fewer people travel, shipping slows, and prices skyrocket. Hawaii could face not just economic collapse, but also shortages of essentials. Behind the postcard beauty lies a state that could unravel quickly if global trade or tourism grinds to a halt. The nightmare scenario? Store shelves empty, flights grounded, and residents struggling for basic survival. Hawaii may be paradise in peace, but it's a powder keg in crisis. Number 8. New Jersey, the tax time bomb. New Jersey often ranks near the bottom when it comes to financial stability. With one of the highest tax burdens in America, residents are already stretched thin. Add in staggering pension debt, and the state is teetering on the edge. If the economy collapses, tax revenues disappear while obligations remain. Wealthy residents may flee to cheaper states, leaving behind a shrinking tax base and crumbling infrastructure. For New Jersey, an economic meltdown could accelerate the decline that's already in motion. Number 9. Florida, boom or bust. Florida is one of the fastest-growing states, fueled by real estate, tourism, and retirees. But that's exactly the problem. It's a boom or bust economy. In a crash, retirees lose savings, tourism dries up, and the housing market implodes just like it did in 2008. Add in frequent hurricanes and rising sea levels, and Florida could face a perfect storm of economic collapse. Sunshine and beaches won't be enough to protect it when the financial tide turns. The collapse would hit millions, forcing foreclosures, bankruptcies, and mass unemployment. Florida's glittering growth could vanish in the blink of an eye. Number 10. Mississippi, America's weakest link. Mississippi has long ranked at the bottom in income, education, and healthcare. With one of the most fragile economies in the U.S., it's already struggling in good times. If the economy crashes, Mississippi has little room to maneuver. High poverty rates, low wages, and a lack of diversified industries mean the state could spiral into crisis almost immediately. For Mississippi, collapse isn't a distant threat. It's a looming reality that could hit harder than anywhere else in the country. The truth is chilling. Mississippi could sink so deep into collapse that recovery might take generations. For its people, survival would mean enduring some of the harshest conditions in modern America. The scary question is, what happens if the next crash is bigger than 2008? Because when the economy falls apart, it doesn't just test Wall Street, it tests Main Street. And for millions of Americans, the state you call home could decide whether you survive or collapse along with it. Thanks for watching. If this video opened your eyes to America's economic weak spots, hit the like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share this video with someone who needs to prepare before it's too late.